Welcome along to another video. I am that cycling chimp, and in this one my route is going to consist of a local ride round about my hometown of Ayr in Scotland. As it's Halloween this week, there's a little bit of a supernatural theme going on, so if you'd like to find out a little bit more, or maybe you're new to the channel and you'd like to see Scotland by bike, you've came to the right place. So grab yourself a cuppa, kick back and relax, and let's get this Halloween special on the road. Today's route is starting in Newton Park, which is in Newton on Ayr. I'm going to head out towards the Auchencruive Estate, and then I'm going to use what's known as Tomato Lane to come back in. There's going to be a little bit of gravel, there's going to be a little bit of tarmac, but it's just to get my fitness levels back up because I've been off the bike for a couple of weeks. Once I come out of Tomato Lane and a little bit of gravel round about that area, I'm going to start heading towards Alloway because there's some supernatural goings on in one of the parks round about that area. So let's go and see what's going on. I'm trying to make my route as traffic free as possible today, and that's why I'm heading out towards the Auchencruive Estate and using basically the country roads on the outskirts of the town to get out towards Alloway. As always, if you're local or if you maybe want to try this route out, I'll put the commute link in the description below in case you want to try it. So we're currently cycling on the opposite side of Prestwick Airport's runway, and I'm just about to go underneath a tunnel that goes underneath the A77, and that will bring me out at St Quivick's, and it's a very short journey down a small country road into the Auchencruive Estate, but it's only a flying visit through the Auchencruive Estate. It's just to go on to Tomato Lane, which is a couple of miles of kind of gravel and tarmac, and it brings me out a good spot, missing out quite a lot of traffic in here. The weather's quite good today, it's quite sunny and it's quite warm for being October. We just had the first named storm of the season not that long ago, Storm Ashley, and I thought it was going to be a lot worse than what it actually was. But we're coming up to the time of the year where the clocks are about to change here in the UK, so the days are getting shorter, meaning the rides are going to get a little bit shorter as well. We'll still have the odd adventure every now and again, but I know that the weather isn't going to hold up, so we won't be out as much as it comes up to the winter season. And now onto some nice lovely gravel. Finally made it to the Auchencruive Estate. Now it used to be used as the agricultural college, but I don't really think they use it anymore. What I showed you there was the clock tower, which is a newish cafe stroke restaurant. I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I probably will get a coffee out at some point, just not getting anything today. A good thing about the Auchencruive Estate is there's quite a lot of kind of trails inside it for mountain bikers. There is a little kind of gravel path you can get around as well. And then that'll bring me out the road and the turn off for Tomato Lane. Whew, I've been longing for a bit of gravel for a couple of weeks. As you can see, the trails are pretty sodden, pretty wet and mucky. And it's quite good to ride in conditions you're not really used to, because it helps with your technical ability when you're maybe riding somewhere you're not used to. Now just coming up to the turn off for Tomato Lane. Now, I'm not entirely sure why it's called Tomato Lane, but I know there's quite a lot of farm ground round about it. I think it's used all the time. There's also a couple of nurseries at the opposite side of this track that sells plants and, funnily enough, tomatoes. But if you know why it's called Tomato Lane, let me know in the comments below, because I'm actually quite interested why. Yummy! Now that's something you don't see every day. Black sheep. Now down there is the infamous stepping stones across the River Aire. As we can see, the water's pretty fast, so there was no chance I was crossing that today. So I opted to come across the bridge just next to the A77 bypass. Now I wanted today's ride to be as traffic free as possible, but there is one point I do need to go on the road, which is now. If you're from around this area, you'll probably know where I'm going when I said there was a supernatural theme at the beginning of the video. If you don't, I'm heading towards Roselle House, and I'll show you why once I get there. Not long to go. It seems to be getting a little bit creepier. Now I've finally made it to Rozelle House, and it's a place in here that do a lot of art exhibitions, and there is a horror themed exhibition inside, but I'm not going to go to that one. There's actually one outside. It's a free guided walking tour. I just wanted to go and check it out. They done it a couple of years ago and it looked really good, but this year they've got a lot more attractions at it apparently, so I thought I would bring you guys down to have a little look. So just down from Rozelle House at the Swan Pond, we have Madam McCaster's collection of curious creatures. And it's in collaboration with Tamfest, which is Ayr's Halloween festival. Now, Tamfest has been going on for a couple of years now in Ayr, and it's an absolutely fantastic festival. So if you ever get the chance to come down and see it, it really is good. It is quite busy round about the pond as I thought it was going to be, but let's go and investigate and explore and see what we can see. Well, so far there's been two ducks trying to murder each other in the pond, so I think we've came to the right place for horror. Absolutely love this time of year. The colours are absolutely fantastic. So here's the first creepy art installation at the pond. And yep, that would give you actual nightmares. It said on the website that at night time there's quite a lot of things that glow in the dark, and you can actually grab a torch at the entrance so that you can see your way around about, because it does get quite dark round about here. There's no lights at all. It's a nice walk. It takes about 15-20 minutes, but there are other things in Rozelle Park that you can see as well, which is quite good. Now apparently the blue men are also known as storm kelpies, are often seen from the waist up with their heads and torsos emerging from beneath the water. The ducks don't seem to be too fazed by them in their habitat, but they do look pretty creepy coming out of that water. The blue men I'm talking about, not the ducks. And it seems that the swans have spotted me and they're coming straight towards me, and I don't have any bread or anything for them. Now apparently this is a bear, and a bear is a giant venomous serpent that only appears when lightning strikes. Definitely a cryptid that I've never heard of in my life. Now I know this one isn't part of the trail, but it's interesting nonetheless, as it's at the top of the pond and it looks really good. You could closely link it to the Wicker Man, but tell me who this is. Of course, it's Captain Hook. I did just notice next to Captain Hook, we've got the boy that never grew up himself, Peter Pan. Not horror themed at all, but I didn't know these were here. And they're situated in the walk round about the pond as well if you want to come and see them. Now apparently this one didn't heed to the sign. No fishing. I'm not too sure they're going to catch any fish in that water. It looks as if they're casting their net trying to catch things. I didn't know that an ogre stayed round about here either. It's another one of the wicker statues, and it's Shrek. Looks kind of strange when he's not green. If I didn't know this was here, I probably would have got a fright. Apparently this is a puri, which is a goblin. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be nightmare fuel for a child that sees that. Now according to the sign next to this is a pech. And a pech is a gnome-like creature with tough skin, known for its mastery of brewing heather ale. Do they come in pints? Yep, I'm definitely not into them because their eyes look so lifelike. It's a completely different installation from the last time. It's good to see it being refreshed every year. with different statues. And kudos to the artists that made them up, because they are quite good. I'm definitely going to come back at night time to see it, because apparently they all glow in the dark. Unfortunately, they'll not show up on the camera as well at night time. If you're in the area and you do get the chance to come down and see it, it's on to the end of the month. So now that we've seen that, let's saddle up and move on, because I've still got a little bit to go before I get back home. Now, literally only a stone throw away from Rozelle Park is the Auld Kirk of Alloway. It was forever immortalised in the Robert Burns poem Tam o' Shanter. It's probably one of the most famous supernatural Scottish poems ever. If you've never read it before, I suggest you go and read it. It might be quite hard to understand the Scots dialect. I wouldn't say it's that scary in today's standards, but back when it was published, I'm led to believe it was one of the most scariest pieces of fiction ever written. I don't want to give too much away, but for those that have read it, you can come and see the Auld Kirk. It's right next to the Brigadoon as well, so there's a lot of bits round about the area that are in the poem. As you enter the graveyard, Robert Burns' father is the first gravestone that you see. And you can actually understand where his inspiration came from, because Burns Cottage, where Robert Burns was born, is literally a stone throw away from here. It's always nice to pop in and see the Auld Kirk, have a bit of reflection. Not that that's creepy at all. Anyway, I've done 20 kilometres. The adventure continues. I'm going to head on to the old Alloway railway path, head over to Ayr Shore, and then onwards back home. I think I've just seen the most horrifying thing in the world. It's unbelievable. It's a ghost bike. Unfortunately, that's not a graveyard for a bike. I can't believe somebody just left that there. It's needing a bit of TLC, sure enough, but that could be done up and it could be somebody's. Absolutely crazy. Well, that's us got to the end of yet another video. It's just been good to get out on the bike today, trying to blow away the cobwebs, no pun intended. It's amazing how you can do 30 kilometres just going round about your own hometown and being very local. The most horrific thing of the day is the bike is absolutely caked with mud after going over some of the gravel trails at Auchencruive Estate. So I'm going to go home, get her cleaned up, get the drivetrain cleaned and get it lubed for the next adventure. Thanks for sticking around and watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen today and you want to see some more, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of future videos. Hope to see you all in the next one, but in the meantime, you can check out my last video up there, or you can check out previously on That Cycling Chimp, which are archived videos down below. Until the next time guys, bye for now, and remember to pedal smart out there.